Well, Ollie, always good to catch up. Talking today, 30 years to the day since Bedford Blues lifted the Courage League 3 title. You were the captain that day. Bedford Blues 21, Richmond 20 to secure the title, promotion to what is essentially the modern day championship. First of all, your recollections of that day 30 years ago?
Blimey, it was a long while ago, wasn't it, when you say it like that? Recollection really was the actual relief at the end of it, that we'd managed to achieve what we'd sort of started at the start of the season, and it was very tight at times against Blackheath because they were always sort of our nemesis that season. They were sort of second, so we needed to win the game, and fortunately we held out and we won it, I believe, 21-20.
You did. It was a game which I believe from the stats say that you took that 21-20 lead with 27 minutes of the game to go, and the report basically says Richmond peppered your line, missed 4 kicks, and you somehow won the trophy that probably wasn't in your destiny that day in terms of how the game was going.
Well, I think from that point of view, it sounds as though we were very lucky, but I think we'd done the groundwork for 60 minutes of the game anyway, so we were just fortunate to sort of hold on and win the game. And of course, at the end of it, everyone was just delighted with the achievement. I'm very, very happy indeed.
Talk to us about what it was like at that time. Again, reading the reports, it seems like you had a lot of injuries that season. I think you had to play 2 school kids on the wings and things like that. It was sort of a mismatched team on the final day, but as you say, you'd put the work in that gave you the chance to go on and be successful.
That's right. I think through the whole season, you're always going to pick up injuries. Luckily, we did have 2 youngsters that came on, Giles Withiot, who was an exceptional player as well. So in some ways you lose experience from an older player that's injured, but he comes, Giles came on with his exuberance and youthfulness and played very, very well indeed. Likewise with, I think it was Matt, I'm trying to think of his surname, also a school lad from Bedford School. He came on. They'd played a few games for us anyway, but they weren't in some ways the go-to because of the experience. And it was a very sort of dependent game on the outcome. We needed the outcome, so we needed to depend on certain strengths from experienced players. But in fairness, everybody played 100%, and it was a fantastic result.
Talk about the battles with Blackheath. Actually, obviously the game does focus on Richmond because of how it happened, but as you say, Blackheath were the challengers. You went there and drew with a couple of games to go as well, beat them at home. They're kind of the hallmark results that you need against a competitor to not lose, in essence.
That's right. I mean, you always measure yourself against the best teams, and both games were incredibly hard. We were perhaps fortunate to draw the game, but on the other hand, you take a bit of luck. You talk about, with 27 minutes to go, that we held on for the final game. I mean, you make your own luck, really. What was very good about the team is that everybody played for one another. There was a great team spirit. Everyone was good mates, enjoyed a beer together, enjoyed training hard together. And I think that basically summed the season up. And
that kind of sounds like what Bedford Blues is today.
Yeah, I mean, I come and watch the Blues play, and I think what Mike Rare and his coaching team do is fantastic. It's such an enjoyable game to watch, expensive game. Certainly a game I'd like to be involved with if I was 30 years younger. So no, it's fantastic to see, and Dean Adamson won try off the record, so hopefully against London Scottish he'll get over the try line at least once and achieve that honour.
Yeah, exactly. Looking back at that team 30 years ago, how proud are you to lift that trophy? You were the captain, obviously, that day.
Oh, incredibly proud. I mean, it was fantastic for the fans, the supporters, spectators. I mean, they came, they cheered us. Everyone was on the pitch afterwards, sort of slapping us on the back, shaking hands. My 2 boys were very, very young indeed. One was on my friend's shoulders, and he just wondered what on earth was going on, why all these people were trying to lift Daddy up and stuff like that. So no, it was a very, very momentous day, really.
In terms of this club's history, we've just actually been talking about it, haven't we, and looking at some of the trophies. 1975 was won at Twickenham. 2005 was won at Twickenham. This achievement was won at Goldenton Road. It's actually one of the very few things we've won on home soil, if you catch my drift. It's sort of, that must have made it even more special that you just had everyone, I guess they swarmed the pitch and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny, you keep saying the dates, they all have a 5 in them at the end. So no, it's a fantastic achievement for us, you know, to be at home and to have all the local support around us, being able to enjoy that day as well.
Obviously in your career you went on to achieve a lot of momentous occasions. Where would this rank in terms of how important it was for the town at the time and all those kind of things?
Oh, incredibly highly. I mean, as I say, it was nice. I see my lad, who would have been about 18 months, on my friend's shoulders on the pitch while we're having photographs taken and stuff like that, to see friends and family all around the pitch. And I certainly don't remember too much of the evening, but the first part was fantastic.